Hello, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Overish, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. We're talking about one of my favorite things. It's nonfiction text. I'm sure you're like, what? Who is this crazy lady? But nonfiction text can teach us so much about so much of the world, and it's just a really fun thing to dive into and to be able to really understand those books and what we can learn from them. So I'm really excited to talk about that with you guys today. All right, so first we're going to go over, I have this really fun rainbow anchor chart. Because if you ever come into my classroom, you're going to know that I have rainbow everywhere. So why not make an anchor chart rainbow, right? They should all be rainbow colors, shouldn't they? All right, let's talk about it. So I have our anchor chart right here. It says, what is nonfiction? So our nonfiction, it tells us about something real. It tells us about something that we can really learn about. It's probably not going to talk too much about unicorns, but it probably would talk a lot about horses, maybe narwhals. Do you guys know what a narwhal is? Okay. It includes true facts. That means things that we know for sure are true. All right. Like a quarter is worth 25 cents. That's a true fact. Unicorns are pretty, not so much. A nonfiction text has photographs, it has real photos, or it has really good descriptive images. And the reason why sometimes we have really descriptive images, because maybe we don't have a photograph. Have you ever looked at a nonfiction book about dinosaurs? Maybe there aren't photographs of that. What do you think? Why do you think that is? Okay. It also includes text features such as captions, headings, and labels. Our nonfiction books, they teach us something. It also comes at all levels. You and I can read a nonfiction book, and someone who's age 80 can read a nonfiction book at their level. They come in all sorts of levels, teach us about all certain things. And nonfiction books can be about animals and cultures and people and plants. They can also be about places all over the world and even in space. It can be about food or sports, music, history, jobs. I have a whole section in my library of different jobs that we have. You know, being a firefighter or what it's like to work at a zoo. And then also different hobbies. All right. So, and there's so much more. I just couldn't fit on the chart, my rainbow chart, right? So today we're going to talk about an I can statement. Our I can statement today says, I can identify text features in a nonfiction text. So I wanted to review nonfiction before we really talk too much about what we're going to be working on today, because our text features is a whole nother part of our nonfiction text. Okay, so let's break apart this I can statement with me today. If we think about that word identify, right? We can spot it, we can name it, we can recognize it. So there's lots of things that we can do when we can identify something. I'm gonna add all of those up there. I hope that's okay with you guys, because I think it's really important that we know that that word identify has multiple things that we can do with it, right? We can spot it. We can recognize it. I know I'm writing really small, but I don't have a ton of space up here, and we can name it. Okay? Oh man, yeah, you guys can't even see that. There's glare and everything. Pretend. Okay? Text features. So I'm saying that you guys are going to be able to name text features. What are text features? Well, text features are parts of our nonfiction book that help us organize the information. It helps us read our book easier. And we're going to focus on three really big ones today, okay? We're going to focus on the table of contents. We're also going to focus on photographs. And then with photographs, we're going to be talking about captions. I can't wait to share with you guys what all these things mean and how they help us read a nonfiction text. Okay? So text features all of this. Just draw a big circle around it. All right? And then in a nonfiction text, well, we just talked about nonfiction. We know a nonfiction is something real, right? It's real, it's fact. So I'm going to write that word real. I'm going to write facts. Okay, and then that word text, that's a book. Text could also be a magazine. It could also be an article or a newspaper. But today we're really going to be talking about our text being a book. All right, so let's go ahead. I have our book right here that we're going to read today, and we're going to identify some text features in a nonfiction text. So our book today is Library Lion. This isn't a nonfiction text. I knew I wanted to read you guys a book about lions. Oh man, this isn't the right thing. Why isn't this the right thing? I wanted to give you guys a nonfiction book. Is this a nonfiction book? No, it's a great story though. I know this isn't a nonfiction book because, well, one, our title's Library Lion. Do lions go in libraries? Not on purpose. And man, and then look at this picture. Is this a photograph? No, this is a drawing. And this is a drawing of two kids sitting with a lion reading a book. Oh man, that's not what I wanted. Let's try this again. Here we go. This is our book, Lions. This is our nonfiction text. Before we dive into the nonfiction text, something that I always think is really, really important is to go over some vocabulary that we might see in this book that maybe we don't know the words for. So we don't have to stop and worry and think about, oh man, I don't know what she's talking about because I don't know what that word means. I always love to call these amazing words. And I get really excited teaching amazing words, and I can't wait to teach you guys these today. I only picked out a couple, and by a couple, I mean like 8. But I wanted to show you guys, because as we read this book, I don't want you guys to be worrying about vocabulary. I want you to be able to focus on those text features, like the table of contents and photographs and captions today. So this first word we have is that word pride. And this word pride means a family or a group of lions. So this is how lions live. They live together in a pride. They live together in their family, which is really cool. I can't wait to teach you guys about that. Okay. Our next word today is a word den. Can you say the word den? Good. A den is a hidden place in bushes or a cave. I wonder what they're going to use that for. Next word is stalk. Can you say stalk? Good. To stalk something means secretly follow something to catch it. I think I know why this word stalk is going to be in our really cool book about lions. Our next word is the word Africa. You guys have probably heard this word before, but maybe you don't know that Africa is a continent in our world where lots of animals and lots of people live. It's not really close to where we live. We'd have to either take a boat or a really long plane to be able to get to Africa. Our next word is the word prey. Can you say prey? Prey is an animal that's eaten by another animal. Ew. And our last word that we're going to practice today is that word savannah. It does kind of sound like someone's name, doesn't it? Well, it's the name of a place. And the savannah is a grassy area with very few trees, and it gets very little rain. Wonder how we're going to use this word today in our book. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our book, Lions. This book, Lions, is by Laura Marsh. I see already that I have a photograph right here on my front cover. And that was one big clue. If I'm picking this book up on the ground or in the library, I'm going to see, oh, this is a real photo. I wonder if this is going to be a real book or a nonfiction text. The next thing we see is our table of contents. This is another thing that I love to teach about. Table of contents makes our organizing of our nonfiction book so easy. We can find anything we want just like that, okay? Our table of contents organizes all of our headings or our topics that we can learn about in this book. And the best part is they organize them by page number from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. So I don't have to read the book right from the beginning. If I look and I see, man, I really want to know what this chapter food fight is going to be about, I could skip right to page 18. And I can come down here and I look at page 18 and oh man, check it out. There's our page about food fight. Here's our heading, our title that we saw on the table of contents. And then I know I'm probably going to read about lions and their food. I come back to my table of contents and I look at the very beginning. It says, what am I? That's on page 4. Well, that actually sounds really interesting. So I think I'm going to start there. Right here on page 4, the first thing I notice is this beautiful photograph. Right? It's a beautiful photograph of a lion. This is a real picture that someone took of a wild lion laying in some pretty grass. Let's see what our book has to say. I am king of the beasts, and I like a big feast. I rest most of the day, but I like to play. My legs number 4. Do you want to know more? I roar. That was awful, but you guys get the idea. Can I hear your best lion roar? What am I? A lion. Big cats. Lions are part of a group called big cats. Tigers, leopards, and jaguars are big cats too. And look at that. We have our photographs right here of a tiger and a leopard and a jaguar. How big are lions? They are much heavier than you. One lion can weigh more than 3 men. Oh man. Do you think this is a real picture? Do you think they really have a lion standing here, his teeth baring, and these 3 guys just chilling in the back? I don't think so. I bet this is some Photoshop. All lions are big, but they don't all look the same. Male lions have a mane. Okay, right here we have this label. It's pointing right here to the hair. So I'm assuming a mane is this big, hairy, fluffy piece around his neck, right? Female lions don't have a mane, and they're also smaller than males. I still wouldn't want to run into one in the library. Here we have our next heading, lion around. Most lions live on the savanna. Oh, I recognize that word. That was that word we talked about earlier, about it being a big grassy area, super hot, right? Not many trees. So most lions live on the savanna in Africa. We talked about that one too. It is very hot and dry there. So right here, we have a caption, and that's something I wanted to talk about today with our photographs. Our captions give us more information about a photo, because sometimes a photo, we're not really sure what we're looking at, right? I know I'm looking at a lion, but what are they really trying to teach us with this photograph? Well, our caption better helps us understand that. So our caption says, a grassy area with very few trees that gets very little rain. So they're actually talking about the grass around the lion. They're not even really talking about the lion, they're talking about where he lives and what's it like. Lions need to rest to stay cool. They lie in the shade. They also climb trees to find a breeze. Look at that photograph right there of him in the tree. I know that he's doing that to find shade and to find a breeze. Very smart. Smart lion. Here's some pictures. These are some real photographs of lions. What do we think this page is going to be about based on our photographs? I noticed that there's a lot of lions in each photo. What do you think this page is going to be about? You're right. I bet this photo is going to be about that word we talked about earlier. What was that word? That word was a pride, right? That family group they live in, that they live all together with a bunch of different lions. Let's learn more. Lions live in a family group called a pride. Ding, ding, ding. A pride can be as large as 40 lions. The pride rests, plays, and hunts together. Ooh, man, super hunters. Lions are meat eaters. They eat other animals or prey. A lion's body is built for hunting. Look at this. And then we have all these labels. Our labels are almost like mini captions, right? Because they're pointing to our photo to tell us more about the little individual pieces of each one. So one thing I see though is a prey, and a prey is another animal, an animal that is eaten by another animal. Pretty cool. Lions usually hunt at night. It's cooler when the sun goes down. Females do most of the hunting, and they often hunt in a group. It's pretty interesting. Your favorite food might be pizza, but zebras and wildebeests are lions' favorite foods. So we have our zebra and our wildebeest. They might get eaten by a lion. But then down here we have our picture, all of our female lions hunting at night. And then I have my caption, and my caption says, female lions hunting. So it's telling us more about this picture. If I didn't want to read this whole big thing, maybe I'm trying to go through this really quickly, and I just went through and looked at the caption, well, I would know, okay, this page is probably more about what female lions hunt and when they hunt, if I notice that this picture is at nighttime. We're back to our main food fight. Talked about this one in the table of contents. Lions might be good hunters, but they're not good at sharing. The adult males eat first, and then the adult females eat. The youngest lions eat last. Sometimes there's not enough, and they often fight over food. Not that surprising. Look at them fighting over food. But look at that cutie pie. There's one more page. This might be my favorite. Cubs. Look at that little guy. Another reason why I love photographs in nonfiction books. It's because they're always showing us the best parts and the coolest parts of our world, right? Look at that cute picture. Baby lions are called cubs, and they're born in a den. Hey, we learned about that earlier. Only we just talked about it being a kind of a dark, cave-like place in the bushes. So it's kind of cool that I didn't know that the cubs were going to be born in that word den. They stay safe from other animals there. Makes sense? The mother keeps them hidden for a few weeks, and the cubs grow bigger, and then they join the pride. Oh, and then I love our caption here. Tells us more about that word den. Tells us about the hidden place in bushes or a cave where a cub is born. Pretty cool, right? I love how our captions always give us just a little bit more information about our photograph. It's playtime. Cubs love to run, jump, and wrestle. They stalk and pounce. We talked about that word stalk. We knew it was going to be something about that. The cubs play with almost anything, even mom's tail. Playing helps the cub learn to be hunters. Lion talk. Young lions also learn how all lions talk to one another. A hum or a puff says hello, and a snarl means back off, and a roar means stay off my land. This would be pretty scary. This looks pretty cute, you have to admit. Lions tell each other they're happy, and they snuggle and rub heads. They lick each other too. Yeah. Lions and a pride like to be together. They help one another, and they live on a hot, dry savanna. A beautiful photograph there at the end. We just learned so many new things about lions, about where they live, how they eat, how they hunt, and who they live with. I hope you guys enjoyed this story, Lions, today. I want you to think about those text features we saw. We saw a table of contents at the very beginning. We saw a photograph on every page. And on a couple of pages, we had captions that gave us more information. I want you to think about which text feature made it easier for you to listen to this book, or what text feature would make it easier for you to read a nonfiction text. I can't wait to hear your guys' answer. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.